Hello, hi, welcome, welcome. Today we're going to do a lot of fun readings. Last time my voice was really off, so hopefully today it will be okay and we'll be able to get through it at least for a little longer than last time. I am excited because it is also the spring equinox tomorrow, Ostara. So I'm really big into celebrating that kind of thing. So I'm going to go out in nature and enjoy myself, but it's also a really powerful time where a lot of spirits come in and talk to us and speak with us and communicate with us. So I'm really excited to see if they have any messages for us today. And also, I'm going to be taking, it's one question. I'm doing one question only per person. If you would like to answer more questions, you can always book a reading with me, zoethepsychic.com. All the links are below, so you can definitely do that. But this is just a fun way for us to connect today. And I also wanted to say, I had a lot that I wanted to say, but now I have to remember it all because I didn't write it down. But I also wanted to say that, if you do donate, your readings will be prioritized. So I'm going to put those at the top. And also, the links are below. Everything is here. If you do donate via PayPal, make sure that you let me know. Let me know in the comment section, and I will definitely be able to keep track of that better, because if not, I might miss you, and I do not want to do that. So, because there are so many different sources. Hi, Gabby. Welcome. Happy spring equinox tomorrow. Welcome. Also, just a reminder, I do not do any readings about health. It's just part of my code of ethics. Also, anything legal and anything basically that requires a degree that I'm not qualified legally to talk about, Yes, welcome. That's why I'm here today. I would love to answer your question if I can. Also, a quick reminder for anyone who tunes in after this, and I will get to your question. I just want to say, the future is not set in stone. So anything that I'm reading, if it's about the future, it's going to be about the current path that you're on. And that's what's so beautiful about psychic readings, is that we're able to change our path if we don't like it. There are a few things that we can't change, like soulmates and, twin flames and stuff, but most of the time we do have a lot of willpower and control over our lives. So yay. Okay. Current feelings. Oh, hi, Vinay. Welcome back. Long time no see. Okay. Gabby. Okay. Current feelings of Odalis. Ooh, is an Aries. Ooh, towards me. I hope you've been well as well. Okay. I'm going to tune into Gabby's reading. Okay. Current feelings. Ooh. I feel like this person is kind of judgy. I don't know. They're kind of critical. I see them very in their head. I also feel like they have very high standards. It's like, I feel like they want so much more, and at times it's not always realistic because people are human. So I'm wondering how that might impact how they see you, but let's ask some more cards. But yeah, automatically I'm getting like a sort of distrust for some reason, like a hesitation, because things might be, this person might be more of a perfectionist, or they might, have too high of expectations for life. So I don't know if that resonates at all, but this is just something I'm seeing. Okay. This makes a lot of sense. Couldn't let you get close to me. So this card is coming up because it feels like this person is kind of keeping you at arm's length. I feel this energy of like this person kind of putting up a wall. And I feel like they're not really sure how to approach you is what I'm getting. This is interesting. It's like I see them being into you, but it's almost like, is this too good to be true? It's like they're attracted to you. I'm seeing some kind of attraction, but it feels like there's a detachment as well. I'm also seeing some frustration, which is really interesting. With the fire ant, it feels like this person has, it's like there's some kind of spark here, but it feels like there's some frustration. Like this person feels like easily, it's almost like they're angry a little bit, but that might not be directed towards you. I'm just getting a lot of anger coming from this person. Interesting. Yeah, so it feels like there's like a wall here. It feels like this person is really interested, but they have like these their own kind of expectations about love, about attraction, and I feel like this person is definitely sort of keeping his distance in this way. Yeah. So as far as it's never just like he loves me not. It feels more like this person has some fire, some, energy that is getting in the way of themselves, of approaching you, of being with you. It feels like there's a sort of yeah, like when someone has too high standards for themselves and then they realize that the other people kind of are maybe not, it's almost like they've built this wall for themselves, this fortress. So that's the energy I'm getting. It's almost like he's protecting himself by having like standards or expectations. Interesting. But I do see some frustration. Almost like he wants to be with you, but he's cautious. I would say that as well. Yeah. It definitely feels like there's some kind of yeah, this tension, some tension. And it's like he's keeping you at arm's length on purpose. So, let me see if I can give you some advice on how to navigate this because I don't want you to feel like you know, it's like now what? Okay, so what I'm seeing is you are doing everything right. I feel like you are on the right path. And it's frustrating because we can't control what other people do, right? We can't control how they react or how they respond to us, you know? And it feels like this person is just like doing his own path. It feels like he's kind of on his own journey. I feel like you're the kind of person that has such a big heart, like you have so much to give and you can be a giver. And I feel like it's almost like he just doesn't, there's like a disconnect of some kind. But I do feel some frustration coming off of him. So it's interesting. The hangman is telling me that he's going to have to figure out a way to make sacrifices in order for him to even have love in his life. It feels almost like there's not space. It's like he's keeping you. The way I see it visually is like he's down here, well, he's up here and he's like keeping you away. It's hard to explain, but it's like he's putting this pedestal, himself on this pedestal. I told him I'm seeing someone else, but him, and I've never crossed the friendship line. I've always felt like he pulls back. Yeah, he doesn't, it's like he doesn't want to get vulnerable with you. It feels like there's this tension, this frustration, like almost like he's fighting himself because I do believe that he does have attraction towards you. There's a spark here, but it's like when you're fighting a spark for some reason. That's the energy I'm getting. it feels like he has this built up idea of what he wants in a person, but for some reason it's not translating. Also, Laura, thank you so much. I will get to you next, okay? Just want to make sure you're aware that I see that. I'll answer it as soon as I'm done with Gabby, okay? Yes. So as far as the hangman goes, it's like he's gonna have to let go of some stuff, in order to be with you. It feels like his own baggage. Yeah, I see him being closed off, but he's pushing you away. He's like putting you he's like he has this idea of what he wants and you're not meeting that. Does that make sense? It feels like he has this image of what he wants in a partner, in a person, and it's like when someone has really high standards that they're not real. Like they're setting expectations that aren't real. I hope that makes sense. I feel like I keep saying it over and over again, but I'm trying to make sure it gets through because I don't want you to feel confused about this. I think that he has a lot of there's a lot of tension and there's a lot of frustration because I feel like he's getting in his own way when it comes to you. He's pushing you away, pushing you off. It's like there's some kind of he's building a wall because he's like, this is, I have these ideas about what I want, and this person isn't necessarily what I pictured, you know? That's the energy that I'm getting. I'm getting some irritability too. It's like a little bit of not rage, but that's why I keep saying frustration. It feels like anger, but more low key. Yeah, exactly. There you go. I wish I could have summed it up like that. I'm so bad at doing that. Maybe it's Mercury in retrograde. Who knows? Yeah, I'm seeing him having frustration. This also comes out with um, sometimes this comes out with sexual frustration, like feeling like there's a passion, but you can't achieve it because you're in your head, It feels like he's creating more conflict than there needs to be. Like it's overcomplicating things. That's the energy. But I feel like you have so much to give. Like you can hold space for him, but it's almost like he's not giving back. He's not giving that space back. Does that make sense? Because you have to be able to hold space for someone when you're in a relationship with them. And I feel like for him, for some reason, he's not able to do that. You know, it feels like he's so focused on his own, little whatever shit he has going on in his life. I see this frustration with you, anger, kind of like the spark, but also yeah, it's more like irritability is what I would say. Yeah. So that pent up energy, it's coming from some kind of baggage he's created. It feels very like tension. It just feels like tension. Like he could snap or something. I don't know what it is, but it feels like he's kind of projecting too. It could be he's projecting onto other people or onto you. But this person clearly has a lot to work through. And I feel like you are kind of that anchor, that shining star that right now I feel like this is the moment for you really to embrace love, right? And so being with someone who isn't embracing that is hard. It's frustrating too. Um yeah, so he's going to have to make some sacrifices and he's going to have to figure things out and also learn to let go of the whatever he's holding on to in order for him to be with you. Yeah. So that's the energy I'm getting. Sonali, thank you so much. I will add you to, you know what? Just because last time I accidentally, I did them all, but I forgot. I'm going to write down names of people who donate. So I got it. So I got Laura and then Sonali. And if anyone is yeah, so I'll get to you, Sonali, after Laura. If anyone does donate via PayPal, make sure to let me know because I just have to go like look for it and blah blah blah. So let's just saying it. Anyway, thank you so much, Gabby. I'm so like I'm frustrated for you, but I also feel like with the star and the well, this is going to be a really beautiful time for your heart. Like this is going to be a time for love to come into your life. So the goal is to be open to it. I feel like this is not the end for you. You're going to definitely I see you really being able to call someone into your life now. So that's really exciting. I feel like you're kind of in your prime for some reason. It just feels like this is the moment. So I really hope that you keep your heart open, okay? Don't let this person change the way you feel about love or anything, okay? Okay. Oh my God. And it's also Venus in retrograde. I'm feeling that so much right now. So that's Venus is the goddess of love and connection. So we're going to feel some stuff. I've had people from my past come back in. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. So next is Laura. Okay. Laura, are you still there? Okay. Yay. I'm so happy. Welcome, welcome. All right. Is there anyone new coming towards me? Let's see. Anyone new for Laura? Ooh. I see someone very educated. I actually see them that they could still be in school or they're teaching. It feels like this person, I see someone like you up. So this could be like this person like finds you online. It feels like you meet via either like a profile, like an app, or it just feels like I'm getting technology. And I'm getting that this person is very educated, very smart. I feel like they have like they want to know more about you. And for some reason, I'm getting that for you when it comes to love, for some reason, people don't seem to ask enough questions in your dating life. I feel like for some reason, you keep meeting people who don't ask you questions. And oh, well, there you go. I feel like this person is a scholar. This person is someone who, you know, who you're going to meet through that. There, it just makes sense. There is no like, I feel like the cards are so straightforward right now about this. Yeah, so this person is going to be, I feel like it might start out with this person not actually seeming interested, like you won't be able to know. But I do feel like I see lines being crossed. So I see some boundaries that may not be like as healthy at first being crossed. So this could be like you guys, I don't know, not breaking the rules, but it feels like something becoming more than it's supposed to be. So this could be like a colleague or somebody that you is at the college becoming more and kind of crossing into like this, crossing some lines. I feel like you're going to get very close with this person. This person is going to, I see a very strong emotional bond coming through. This is very straightforward. Oh my God. Let me see if I can see what. Ooh, this person, I'm getting that they're either a Scorpio or a Cancer. I'm actually getting a lot of Cancer energy. So this could be that kind of emotional attachment. And I feel like this person has like, they're very private normally. So it's going to be kind of a big deal, you know? That's what I'm getting is this person isn't normally this open, but I feel like that's why it's going to be kind of unique because this person is much more private about their life. They don't really share, and I see things happening very very quickly, very strongly, very magnetic, very intense. Wow. Okay. Let me see if I can get more. I also feel like this person likes to cuddle. Getting a lot of cuddling. I feel like this person really values family. It's one of the things they value as well. And they have a very I feel like their family is louder than them. I'm getting these very like this is a very like direct kind of very focused message. Okay, I feel ooh. Okay, I feel like this is going to be very if you've tried to keep it together, like be kind of not perfect, but keep your life really balanced, this is going to be intense. I feel like this person normally keeps to themselves. I see this person being someone who is very maybe a lone wolf who really does their own thing. They're more introverted, but they love very deeply. And when they open up, they open up. I just see them being interesting. I feel like you're going to keep running into them at different events or different moments. Yeah, it's like I don't know. I see this person also being maybe a bookworm, someone who likes to read, but I see that you like reading different things. It's not like you like reading the same things. Wow. Oh, this is so exciting. Oh my God. The Seven of Cups is telling me that this person has like a lot of different, like, they may look like, like they don't have maybe as much going on because they're more private, but I feel like they have a lot of really interesting hobbies or really interesting um skills that you'll discover about them. They're very like stimulating. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of really good conversations. Um yeah. So this is very cool, very intellectual. Let me see if I can get a little more. Okay, I'm definitely seeing an F and an S. So this could be in their name as well. I'm trying to narrow it down for you. But yeah, this is a very this is going to be really beautiful. I feel I feel like the area that this person is in, like they're very I see them being very well spoken. Like someone who really like when they talk, they say things in a very like you can tell that they're well read. You can tell that they're educated. Very intellectual. Yeah. Well, I'm happy for you. I'm glad this is coming through. So, yeah. And quick reminder to anyone, if you want to dive deeper and or ask more questions, you're welcome to book a reading with me. Thank you so, so much. Yeah, I really enjoyed that reading. So, always makes me happy when I get messages like that. Yeah. So, next is Sonali. And you still there? Just making sure. And for anyone tuning in, welcome so much. Thank you for being here. I'm going to definitely be taking whatever pops up. Like when I look at the chat after a reading, I will look it up, and whatever I'm intuitively drawn to, I'll answer that question. If you would like to be prioritized, you're welcome to donate. If you do donate via PayPal, make sure to let me know so that I can see you and take care of you. And also book a reading with me if you'd like to dive deeper on my website, zoethepsychic.com. And yes, happy Ostara. All right, Sonali. What's coming in love life? Ooh, this is exciting. I love questions like this because there's so much potential, you know? Okay, let's see. Ooh, okay. I feel like a chapter is still ending in your love life. I feel like something has run its course, like a relationship, a person. It feels like there's like this kind of light because something has ended. It feels almost like something really heavy has been lifted. Yeah. Well, I feel like right now is like a new chapter opening up for you. There's definitely a new chapter. It's like one door closes, a new one opens. That's the energy. So this is about a really new, exciting path. I actually feel, I don't know why, but I see somebody at the gym. There's like I keep seeing like a boxer or somebody punching a punching bag, or it's strange. I don't know. But it feels like this person, maybe they're more macho or like more, I don't know. I see them being very fit. I'm seeing somebody coming into your life that is very, very fit. Ooh, I feel like this person actually is a teacher, which is wild because I just read someone else. But this is definitely somebody who is a teacher, somebody who likes to teach people or guide people of some kind. And I actually see that what's good for you, I feel like if you go to the gym, you could definitely meet someone there because I'm seeing this person at a gym. So this could be like a trainer, or yeah, this could be a trainer, or this could be someone who just is very buff. But yeah, I'm seeing them like teaching or training or coaching. It could be a coach as well. Interesting. This is definitely going to be interesting because I feel like it's a very spiritual connection as well. Like this person's meant to come into your life. This could be karmic. Okay. Ooh, I'm getting Pisces. I'm getting Virgo. And I'm also getting Aquarius. So that could be, you know, one of those could resonate with their sun, moon, or rising sign. And I'm also going to get some, ooh, I'm seeing H, and I'm also seeing A. So this could mean somebody. I feel like this person really wants to get married. I'm seeing this person like ready for commitment, ready for actually being with someone. I feel like they haven't had the easiest time. I also feel like this is someone, I don't know why, but I see that they have like changed a lot very quickly. Like it could be that they recently lost a lot of weight, or you know, like maybe they got fit at the gym. Or it could be like a more of a spiritual thing where they realized they want more out of life and they became more enlightened, or more, it feels like they evolved, like they blossomed for some reason, like they got a glow up. Yeah, so I mean, this person clearly wants to work on themselves. One thing I would say about this person is do not judge them for the past. I feel like their past, they're not the same person that they were, you know? Yeah, so they're not the same person that they were in the past. So if you hear about like something they did in a previous relationship, I would remember that they've really evolved. I see them evolving a lot. So the only thing that could get in the way is the past. But I feel like this is really exciting. I mean, I do feel this person, Um, I feel like this person does not like to plan ahead. Like, they don't like to make a lot of plans for some reason. They're very, like, spontaneous. So I don't know if you'd be the one making the plans, but this person's very serious about relationships, despite maybe having a past where they weren't always loyal or weren't always that, you know, perfect person. But yeah, I feel like they've grown so much. So I think the cards are telling me this to kind of give you a heads up or warn you a little bit about that, just so you're aware. Because sometimes we meet someone and we're like, whoa, they have so much baggage. There's no way they could have grown from all that. But, ooh, I feel like this person, I don't know why, but I feel like they have money. Like they're either in sales or I see them like receiving money, like a lot of money. So they like to give gifts, but be careful because a lot of the time when they do give gifts, it might come with some kind of expectation. So, yeah, the cards aren't being very clear about what that means. Um, but I feel like at least you'd be financially supported. Um, but yeah, I do see them giving a lot, like materialistically. So that's a nice. It could mean that's yeah, I mean, that could be a deal breaker for you. I mean, that's the thing is like this is the person that I see coming into your life. They're ready for marriage. They've evolved. They might have a past. It's going to be kind of also up to you to decide whether that person is meant for you, But what I am seeing is this person is meant to find you. This is one of those relationships that is meant to happen in your life. So, you know, I feel like the universe sends us people in our life for many different reasons. One of them is to help us grow, help us, teach us some kind of lesson, but also reflect something back to ourselves because relationships are like mirrors of ourselves. And this could be one of those situations. But it's also what you make it, you know? I feel like this person may be used to a certain lifestyle and it's like maybe they have to grow out of that or, yeah. I know. I know. So you're going to have to like decide if this person is, what you want, if that's something that they can get through. Yeah. But I feel like in general for you I'm getting a lot of like active energy. I feel like the people and coming into your life, I'm getting multiple people that are kind of like active. They could be at the gym, they could like running. I feel like they have a lot of stamina. So that's nice. Yeah, I'm excited for you. I really I always say like if you are looking for love, like one piece of advice I give to people is like always like go to the place that you want to like don't just meet people at bars or meet people at places that are not going to serve you because you'll just meet people who just aren't really, probably looking for something serious. So go to do things that you like to do and meet them that way. And if you want to meet someone at the gym, you should go to the gym. That's kind of the energy. So, yay. Um Welcome everybody who's tuning in. Thank you so much for joining me, Sonali. I hope I'm saying your name right. Hi, Aisha. I hope I'm saying that right too. I'm really bad at these names. Auntie G. Is it Auntie G or Auntie G? Does it matter? I don't know. Welcome. Um, I really, really appreciate you guys tuning in. Um, Remember, I'm only doing one question today, so anyone who wants a full reading, they can always book a reading with me online on my website, zoethepsychic.com. I just have to say this stuff over and over again because people tune in later. I will prioritize people who donate. You don't have to donate to get a reading. I read people intuitively as I see the questions. And what else? Oh, if you are donating via PayPal, I just want to say this because I've had problems with this in the past. Don't forget to tell me because I will forget it and I will not look at the thing and then I won't know. So, and happy spring equinox, happy Mercury in retrograde, happy Venus in retrograde. Oh my God. Okay. Auntie G. Oh, thank you. Awesome. I see it. Okay, I'm going to write your name down because I'm keeping track of people. That way I don't do what I usually do and wing it. Auntie G. Okay, what is going on with my money matters? It's an excellent question. Let's see. What is going on? Ooh. I feel like this is a weird time for you. It's almost like you're trying really hard to, like, I feel like, I don't know why, but it keeps making me feel like you went through a phase and now you're kind of going back. You're trying to go back and spend on like normal things. Why do I see that? I don't know if you had some weird hobby. Let me see what else I can find. Let's just, though, like at a glance, look at it. Okay. I feel like this is not an easy time for you financially because it's almost like it's almost like you're taking money too lightly. I don't know if it's like you're playing or being like playful with it. I feel like this is the time where it's about spending on kind of like being a free spirit, wanting to spend on things that make you happy, but it's not always practical. And I feel like there is a mistake coming up, is what I'm getting. This energy of like, you have to be careful with money, pay attention, is what it's saying. Be cautious right now because it's almost like you're getting ahead of yourself. So that's the main energy the cards are giving me today, is like, be careful not to just like take money too lightly, because I feel like there are a lot of things you want to do. For some reason, I'm getting a lot of energy, a lot of different things you want to do. Some of them require money. And this is going to be a time where you do have to maybe take a step back, be more mature. I'm getting like maturity, needing to be mature about it, I guess. Yep. I love how I said mistake and then I got the fool reversed, which is basically somebody making a mistake, taking things a little too far, taking too big a risk. Yeah. It just feels like this is more like a warning, like the future's not set in stone. Okay. So this is just the path that I'm seeing it on now. You can take this information for yourself and use it. Okay. I do feel like there is somebody, I'm seeing like it's probably a man. I feel like this person is not someone to be trusted with money. I can see them actually being someone that might use your money for some reason. It feels like they're being not greedy, maybe greedy, I would say. I don't know why, but I'm seeing someone wearing like very expensive clothes. So, yeah. The cards are really giving me a lot of information about just like be careful is what they're basically saying in a nutshell. I do see that this is a really important time for you to focus more on your own like inner conflicts in life as opposed to the material realm in general. And I think that's also part of this message is just it's not really about the money. You know? I feel like money is creating conflict for some reason in this situation. Um but I do see you going on some kind of trip. I'm seeing like a travel. I actually see something like really exciting happening, and it's like warning you to not go too far. I definitely think you should stop focusing on money, yes, but also like just don't overspend it, like don't go crazy. I mean, that could also just be Venus and Mercury. I mean, Venus in retrograde talking. Right. Yes, be frugal. This is not the time to go crazy with money, and do not trust people with money, especially people who seem to have a lot of it. I'm seeing like somebody who seems educated, who seems like they know what they're doing, but they're not. So if you've hired a new accountant or something, don't be careful, you know? But I do feel like this is a really good time for you to sort out what matters most to you. I'm seeing like a lot of figuring out your priorities is a big thing. Yes, don't trust men with expensive clothes. That makes much more sense. Six of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, I see literally giving away money to somebody. It's like there's such a lack of balance. So I feel like you have to be careful just with who you're supporting, what you're supporting. This isn't saying you're going to be bankrupt or, you're going to be poor. It's just saying like the decisions you're making, I see you being more prone to making mistakes. And that's the energy I'm getting. I feel like there is somebody that is coming into your life. I see them coming into your life and asking you for financial help or for money. And that is something you need to be vigilant about. Yeah. But in general, I feel like there is some kind of disagreement that I'm seeing that you need to reflect on. And I think that's going to be the main kind of lesson as well. It's not necessarily about, the money in the end. It's about like what's going on beneath that's causing that kind of conflict, that's causing you to give the money, right? Like, why is this person coming into your life? Why are you not able to trust, right? Welcome everyone. Thank you so much, Maru and Kathleen. I will get to you guys next. I'm just gonna write your names down because I will not keep track of everyone. Okay, did it. Okay. Yes. Thank you so much, Auntie G. I do not I want to leave you with something because I don't feel like just telling you to be careful with your money is like as helpful. I think what you really need to focus on is who is taking you seriously. I'm seeing somebody not taking you seriously and maybe taking advantage of you. And I think that's something you need to look at. But I do feel like you have such a unique energy, and I'm getting that you're somebody who really has like the ability to think outside the box, and that's going to serve you. It's going to come in handy. I feel like you are definitely someone who has this kind of like you can see the way things work. And so that's why this is so weird, right? Because I feel like you're really smart. You're smarter than that, Um but yeah, I think it's really about figuring out who it is that you vibe with and who you don't. I'm seeing someone who maybe like I'm seeing them like joking about you or taking you like just thinking you're kind of like a joke, and that's not Great. But you do have such a beautiful mindset, and I feel like you can do this. You can, you know, like deal with this conflict. You can resolve these inner issues so that the outer issues are abundant and it's flowing and you're happy, and that's the energy that you want, right? So I'm just trying to say, like, a lot of the time the things that are materialistic and physical that have manifested in our life come from something deeper within us. And I think that's really where you need to be focused. Yes, be careful with who you trust. Be careful with the money. Don't trust men in fancy suits, but trust, like, try to figure out how you can bridge that internally, you know? That's the vibe I'm getting. If you would like to go deeper, you're always welcome to book a reading with me, but I'm going to stop here to answer your question. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. Welcome everybody who is joining me. I'm going to get to Kathleen and then Maru. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I'm terrible at names. Okay. Just to repeat everything, you're welcome to book a reading with me. On my website I do full readings. That way it would guarantee you a reading if I don't get to you today. You don't have to donate, but if you do, I will prioritize that in order. And if you donate via PayPal, make sure that you let me know so that I don't miss you. Make sure I acknowledge it too, because it goes down so quickly. Okay. And also happy spring equinox. All right. Your reading is, your donation is on behalf of Alexandra Cardwell. Okay. For those of you who are just tuning in and you would like a reading, I do them one by one, and then if I see one that when you ask your question, I will answer it if I see it. So that's kind of where we're at. You're not looking for a reading, you're just sending a sticker. Oh, that's so nice. You don't want a reading? Oh. Oh. It's all going by so fast. I'm so like I'm such like a old millennial. Like, what is happening? I'm looking for it. Where did I see it or not? Am I missing it? Alexandra. Okay. Are you still here, Alexandra? I just want to make sure. Oh, I'll answer it anyway, but it's easier for me to tune in. Okay, she's there. Okay. Thank you, Parvati. I will definitely write your name down and get to you after Maru. Okay. 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 Sorry, I'm just like all over the place. It's that Mercury and retrograde energy. Blame it on the planets, right? Okay. Just looking real quick. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So Alexandra. Okay. Interesting. I feel like you're kind of in this like rebuilding phase. The painter is telling me like this is a time where you're making whatever you want happen in your love life real. It's almost like the things that you have dreamt of have not come to fruition. And I'm seeing like multiple things here because I feel like that's where things are weird. Let me see. Okay. I always read all my cards together. Ooh, I feel like timing is really not on your side for some reason. Timing is just not right for you. It feels like no matter what you're doing, it feels like it's almost like it was meant to not work out a certain way. We have the Nightingale, which is basically telling me that you're having trouble expressing yourself or expressing your voice. The Nightingale is all about having a voice, having that expression, having the ability to speak, but it's almost like you missed your opportunity to speak. I feel like this is a really beautiful time where you actually have your love life is like a canvas. You can make it what you want it to be. But at the same time, I do feel like I'm seeing a situation right now where there's somebody you can't, for some reason, you haven't been able to express yourself to. It feels like you never it's never the right time, or it's just not working. And I also feel like I see you being very isolated. Like maybe this person is making you feel alone or you felt lonely. There's a sense of like needing to recharge and be by yourself a lot. But I'm seeing marriage as well, which is wild. It feels like you want to celebrate, but at the same time, for some reason, your voice isn't coming out. So that's the energy that I'm getting. The Emperor is also telling me that this is somebody that it's almost like you had these rules, these goals that were built up with the Emperor. I'm seeing like this person, maybe more traditional ideas. This often happens with like, society tells us what marriage is and what commitment is and what relationships are and like what our happily ever after is. But I'm seeing that you're taking a different path. With the Nightingale, it's like you just don't have your voice. You don't have the ability to express yourself. It feels almost like that was taken away from you. I'm seeing like somebody maybe not, it's like they're keeping you in the dark almost. Does this resonate with you? I want to make sure that I'm answering your question. I feel like you're not in your power right now, but you have the potential. Okay. It feels like this is interesting because I feel like your voice is not being heard. And it feels like what you wanted can't come to fruition because of the timing, because of, yeah, it's just this weird modgepodge of timing, needing to meet expectations. It feels like you're being forced into a situation you don't want to be for some reason. I'm seeing someone also who feels like they know what's best for you, who feels like they know what your life should look like. And it's almost like, yeah, it just feels almost like this is too much. Like you're not able to really be yourself or speak or have that voice. Yeah. It's almost like it's being silenced or cut off. There's a sense of feeling like alone or feeling isolated in the situation where it should be happy. It should be a very happy time, but it's not. And there's just like really bad timing. I feel like there's a power dynamic problem as well, is what I'm getting. It almost feels like you're not in your power. It's like the universe is working against you. But the Four of Wands is really about that stability and that celebration and, finding your happily ever after. This like reminds me metaphorically of when a queen is supposed to marry the king of the kingdom. And for some reason it feels like that's really not what she wants to do, but at the same time, because her voice isn't being heard, it's not like really her power. So she's getting all this power, but she's not actually in her power. And the nightingale is about the voice. It's also about singing. So I don't know if that's something with your music therapy, but it feels like the voice is being cut off. And maybe if you had been born in a different kingdom or a different time, it would be different. Like that's the kind of energy. Luckily, most of that is stuff that you actually do have the power to control. And I feel like this is the moment for you to step into that. I feel like you have the ability to create the life that you want right now. And these things that are supposed to make you happy are just things that you were told make you happy. So I see things coming full circle. I feel like this is not, I'm seeing some pressure. I love how I got the Sasquatch. I love this card because it does have to do with isolation and somebody feeling like two worlds are not matching. They don't really belong in the rest of the world because they have such a unique environment that they thrive in. And I feel like with the Sasquatch, you have to just kind of do your own thing. I'm seeing something also being online. This could be like having some kind of relationship over the phone or long distance. But I see this being more technology. Yeah. I feel like love is not easy for you because you have such a big heart, but you also have your own way of doing things. It's very like just unique to you. So finding someone who fits into your life is really hard. And I do feel like there's a precipice that you are at where you might have gotten married or you want to, have this happily ever after. But I feel like there's so much more for you here. And I feel like you haven't met your person, the person that you're supposed to meet. Yeah. I love how I got like fate. This is telling me that you're actually here. I see you actually helping somebody else. And through that, I see you actually um, finding your person. This isn't about you accepting help. It's about you giving up a little bit to this other person. Yeah. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of reflection going on, a lot of like feeling like you have to like be on your own and do your own thing in order to like feel like you can find that person who fits. But I just feel like there was this idea of love as well. There's a pressure, to be in love, to find love, to it's a lot. It's a lot. And people don't really even understand that sometimes. Um, but I do feel like this is a sign that there is somebody out there. And I feel like through helping this person, that's how the relationship will grow. But I do feel like you can't make this person your project. And sometimes when we really like someone, we want to help them and then they're not giving back. So, yeah. Oh, thank you. Your friend is very lucky to have you. Yeah. I hope that it does help. I don't really it's hard for me when I don't when I'm not interacting with the person who's the reading. So I appreciate that. Um but yeah, I'm glad. Thank you. Yay. Okay. We shall stop there. I'm gonna give her one more card just to see. I love how I was saying the queen and the kingdom because we've got the throne, right? Isn't that crazy? The potential is endless, and it is. It is. I feel like you're just breaching the surface, you know? It's like this is the time to be in your element, to be who you're supposed to be. And maybe it's not about the other person right now, too. It could just be about stepping up and staying true to you and not succumbing to the pressure of trying to be like, find this very generic happily ever after. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Okay. So, next is Meru. Are you still there? Welcome to anyone who's stopping by. Okay, Maru, thanks for waiting. When will Miku reach out to me? How's he feeling? Maru and Miku. I love that. It's like kind of meant to be, don't you think? Okay. Okay. When can... Okay. Ooh. Interesting. With the storyteller reverse, this person I feel is having trouble seeing your perspective, your point of view. Oh, I love that's your nicknames. Okay. So I feel like this person, for some reason, is not able to put themselves in your shoes. It's almost like they want control of the story, of the narrative, and it's almost like they're not able to be open to your story. I feel like this person has almost moved on from you. It's like they want to be, it feels like they've kind of let you go, or they have tried to, which is interesting. It's almost like their story was not, it felt like they had to let you go, like they couldn't see your perspective. So that's very fascinating. Interesting. I'm getting a lot of anxiety coming off of you, like this need to be in control. There's a lot of like needing to be in control, needing to know the details, needing to know. There's just this energy of needing to know, needing to have the answers, needing them, and needing the details. Yeah, it feels like he's already in some way come to terms with the fact that he doesn't feel the same that you do. Um, I'm getting like I keep getting that he's trying to let you go for some reason. It feels like because you can't put yourselves in each other's shoes, there's a disconnect. However, if you're able to do that, this can definitely work, is what I'm seeing. I feel like you're on different wavelengths because in some way there's like kind of this black and white thinking. The Weaver reversed is telling me that this is about also revisiting what connected you in the first place. I feel like you guys do have a connection, but it just doesn't feel like you're on the same wavelength. There's a feeling of like they're not seeing your side of things, your position, you know? And you both are characters in your love story, right? I feel like this is about rediscovering each other, rediscovering what makes you connect, what really brings you together, because there's some feeling of being off. So you might be in one place, he might be in another, but it feels like if only you could put yourselves in each other's shoes. That's the energy I'm getting. And it's almost like he doesn't I see him really liking you or really caring about you, but it's almost like he's trying to move forward because he doesn't see it. Does that make sense, Maru? I want to make sure that I'm getting through to you because this is more of an intense situation. I feel like this person could be your like future partner. I see them being committed to you, being um what I see is I see that you guys have a future, but I feel like he just has to, you have to be able to somehow sit down and talk and have that putting each other in each other's shoes. You know what I mean? Because I see marriage. I see marriage. I feel like there's a potential for marriage. There's a strong potential for things to be very beautiful and committed. That's why I don't want you to think like, oh, it's just not working. But it right now, there needs to be a revisiting of what really connected you in the first place. I feel like there needs to kind of like what is it that really brought you together? You know? Yeah, you have to go backwards a little bit. You have to realize that the spark, it needs to be more. There needs to be more of a spark because it's kind of like you lost sight of the things that were connecting you, that were bringing you together. I feel like you've veered off the path, but that doesn't mean that you can't work it out or you can't be together. I just want to be clear about that. You can definitely get married. I see this person having this strong energy of commitment towards you, but they've let you go somehow. I see them no longer finding what brought you together, you know? Does that make sense? Because I don't think that this is at all saying it's never going to work, but I do see you coming together. I see you needing to be like, okay, what did we do together when we first met? You know, what did we do that drew us together? We have the Page of Swords here, which is telling me that this person, like, I feel like you guys used to laugh a lot. There used to be a lot of like witty banter or like comebacks. You know, it feels like a lot of this kind of became something else. It morphed, it changed. And now I feel like you've lost that. You've lost that, like, that thing in the beginning that people have. You need to go back. You need to find a way to revisit it. That's the answer to your problem. You need to sit down together, try to see it through each other's perspectives, but also by doing things that you used to do. Yeah. I feel like he has already trying to move on. You and him need to, if you want to save it, if you want this to work, you need to rediscover what made you Maru and Miku. Okay? Let me see if I can see if the cards give me a time frame. Sometimes, but interesting. Well, I feel like your story is nowhere near over, but you do need to do this is something that needs to be done if you want it to work. So I don't know why the cards keep giving me like a storm, like a rainy day. I feel like that, I don't know if that's helpful, but it feels like that's a something that you guys, a really important time that you guys will connect. I feel like this is just something that you can overcome together, but you both have to do it. Takes two to tango, right? You can't control him. And I feel like he's already moving forward and distancing because he doesn't see you the same way he used to. So you have to rediscover what brought you together. What is it that you miss? You know, where is that banter? Where is that fun? Where is that like I'm getting also like some sarcasm, it feels very it feels like what you had may not have always been extremely like started off very passionate, but it became more. So you need to think about like the mental part as well. How can you have those discussions, those chats, those, jokes, the wittiness? Like, where can you get that? I would really advise you to go into that. Also, if there's something like, I'm getting like intellectual stuff like books or topics or things that you have to, maybe you bonded over in the past, it just feels like there's something that you need to revisit, rediscover. So, yeah, that's the message. Yeah. I feel like he may not call you himself right away. I feel like you might have to be the one to do that because I see him really trying to let you go right now. So if you want to save it, you might have to be the one to be like, to maybe send him like, I don't know, if there's something you both bonded over, bring that up. I think instead of trying to talk about it necessarily, like sit down and really discuss it right away, do an activity that you both used to really love to do together. Invite him to do that. If it's listening to music or, you know what I mean? Like it feels like it has to be something more than that. But you also have to get out of your head. I see you being very in your head about this, and that's not helpful, right? It's not good. You're very focused on the little things, and you're going to be okay. It's just you have to be able to do this. So if you can do it, you can get through it. And I actually see you getting married to this person if you are able to move forward. I'm rooting for you, though. I hope you'll let me know how it goes. My boyfriend made me this cup. His name is Dustin. It's wild. Okay. All right. Who do I have next? Parvati, are you still there? I know it's been a while. I just do them in order. As soon as you I just want to make sure. For anyone who's tuning in, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am taking readings. You can get one question today for free, but I am prioritizing people who donate and who support this channel. So you are welcome to do that. If you do it via PayPal, just make sure to let me know in the chat so that I can just remember and check and make sure I acknowledge it too, because yeah. And also happy Mercury in retrograde and happy Venus in retrograde. And there were two eclipses this month. That's crazy. And happy spring equinox tomorrow. So is Parvati there? No? Yes? I hope I'm saying it right. Okay, Parvati. You can you help me? I'm just going to I don't know. You're not here. I know it's been a while. Well, okay. How about this? How about I quickly look at what I see about your marriage, and you can always rewatch this. Oh, good. Here you are. Welcome back. So there's so many people, and it just gets to me a lot, I know. Okay. Hello. Can you give me a reading on marriage? Yes. Okay. Let's see what we have in store for you. Okay. Interesting. I feel I'm getting a lot of like, not regret, but I'm seeing like, I guess marriage isn't what you thought it was, is what I'm getting. With the muse reversed, it's like being naive. Like thinking something is so positive, so good, and then you realize you were a little bit naive. You're believing too much. And that starts to make you more cynical, more pessimistic. So instead of seeing the half glass full, you start to kind of expect the glass half empty, if that makes sense. Let me see. I feel like it's kind of like when a lot of women, for example, they start to hate men because they get jaded, right? They start to feel like, well, men are going to, hurt them because they've been hurt before. And I just feel like that's kind of showing up here in marriage. You and I were too young. And this card is coming up because it feels almost like it's like that kind of jadedness, that feeling of like, okay, I've learned my lesson. I was once naive, I was once young and stupid, but now I know better. That's the energy that I'm getting here. And it does make a lot of sense when these cards are combined. The ocean is a very like um emotional time, very deep, you know? And I feel like it's almost like you're drowning. I see you feeling like you're drowning or feeling like all the good is kind of like becoming bad. It feels like, you know, when you have too much of a good thing and you start to hate it, like that's kind of the energy I'm getting. So it feels like maybe you were, yeah, that's just the energy I'm getting. It's interesting. Ooh, I feel with the this card only comes up when it feels like somebody is greedy or when they're like taking from you. I feel like you're seeing true colors come out almost. Like you're seeing the reality of the world in a way that you didn't before. I'm seeing like flags, like red flags come up. And what I think this really indicates is that there is you're starting to really realize what it is you need, what it is you actually want inside. You're seeing what you don't want, and you're realizing you're better than that. You deserve more than that. And that's the energy that's coming through. It's just like you realize you need more. You are so much better than what cards have been dealt for you. I feel like this is not your first rodeo. I'm seeing like more people coming into your life that you have known from the past. I'm seeing past relationships coming back into your life, but it not being a bad thing. I see a lot of different people telling you different things, and you're not really sure like where it all began or who to trust. You know, when a lot of people are pointing fingers and you just don't even know how the problem even started because there's so many people talking about it. That's the energy that I'm getting. So I just feel like you really need to tune all this out. I feel like your path has been a little rocky and now it's time for you to really start listening to you. You have to figure out what voice you're actually hearing. Because you do have a lot of experience and wisdom, and I feel like you have that's the energy that you need to be focusing on is really signaling out, what do I think, what do I want now? You have made a lot of sacrifices. I feel like family has been tricky for you. I'm seeing you sacrificing for your family, feeling like you had to do certain things to make them happy. And now it's about making yourself happy. It's about really honoring what makes you you. I see you being very emotionally intelligent. You know, there is somebody that you have a lot of depth, and I feel like you may have been confronted with someone who isn't that deep, maybe who doesn't have the same amount of understanding as you do. And that can be so hard because it means that the other person may not hold as much space for you or have as much empathy. But I do feel like you have the ability to love and be loved so deeply. And I'm actually seeing like, this confirms it. I actually feel like this is going to be a time of renewal for you, of things just kind of, I see like not spontaneity, but like sudden change. It feels like things are changing very quickly all of a sudden for you. And so I'm going to see a lot of strong change as far as like family, as far as like hobbies. I see you actually taking on new hobbies. and really looking into what makes you happy and feel good. I'm seeing like a lot of creativity. And through that, I actually see you improving your romantic life, which is interesting. I feel like a lot of stuff was dumped on your lap, and now you also are kind of paying that price. But I do see it getting better, but I see it getting better very quickly, like very rapidly. Does that make sense to you? I just want to make sure that I'm, you know, giving you what you need. Yeah, I feel like these are things that are definitely going to draw people in. The more you build your life up, the better. I also feel like routine is going to be very important for you. There's a sense of like needing to have a very steady routine and revitalizing your energy, because I feel like other people in life has kind of just like drained it. It feels exhausting. You need to like keep your energy. You need to not exhaust it on things, and I feel like for you this is about you figuring out where the source is for you, right? With the hummingbird, we have like nectar, it's the stuff that they need to thrive. And where is your nectar? Where is that for you? And I definitely don't see that being in marriage, you know? I feel like this is the moment for you to really open up and figure out what you need and what you want, and what are you allowing in? I feel like you're allowing in a lot of people to take your energy away from you, and we can't have that. So this is telling me that you really need a really good routine or regimen, and so you can start to build your energy up again. I feel like this is the time when things are going to start happening for you very rapidly. I'm actually seeing someone in your life. Oh, thank you. And see, I will write your name down. I'll get to you soon, okay? Okay. Yeah, I feel like you're drowning. It feels very like you're very lost. Like there's so much, but the thing is, it feels like that now, but I see things changing. I see a major change happening very quickly. It'll be like a 180 almost. I feel like I'm actually seeing. Interesting. I see a Leo in your life. This person is like a karmic relationship. I see them being like a twin flame situation in your life. This person is very, very like in tune with you, and I feel like they're going to come into your life. It's a big deal. And as far as marriage goes, that is not really the focus on this with them. It doesn't mean it can't happen, but I feel like for you, I am seeing this person come in. I also feel like money in abundance is also going to change for you. I see more money, more abundance coming into your life as well. And so right now you feel this loss. Right now you feel like the glass is half empty. But let me tell you, like, this is going to change. It's going to get better. And it's not going to be like that forever. Let me see if I can pull one more card for you. I actually feel like this is a time where I see you actually like traveling. I'm seeing you like doing things that you normally thought you would never do, or you thought you needed someone else to help you with. So this is a really exciting time for spreading your wings and growing and being your beautiful, amazing self. And I just feel like you're on your path. It's just taking a detour, And everything that you're going through right now, I kind of hate when people say this, but it is for a reason. It is supposed to be this way because these experiences you're gaining, they are so worth it. They're going to really shape what happens next for you. And I feel like you have a deeper understanding of the way things are and how your heart is. And I'm getting a little depression and maybe some feelings of you know, loneliness, but you're going to make it through, you know. And I feel like the people in your life that you're supposed to be around are not helping you here. So that's something to evaluate as well. Okay. But yeah, this is exciting though. It's a good time for you. You'll see. Okay. Okay. Welcome, anyone who's stopping by. I will always prioritize people who donate first. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to tackle NC. Oh, thank you, Parvati. I really, really, really am rooting for you. And I hope you check in with me and just tell me how you're feeling and how you're doing again, because I want to know. Yeah, I'm rooting for you. Okay. Remember, if anyone has donated on PayPal, make sure to let me know so I can see it. Okay. Oh, you don't want a reading? Oh, thank you for donating, but I do appreciate you stopping by. And thank you for your donation. Yeah. It was nice seeing you. Okay. Well, let's see who's next. Thank you. Okay. So I'm going up. This is yeah, so as far as anyone calling me rude, I try to devote as much time as I can to each person to answer their questions. And if you want me to answer your question, then I would give you as much devotion and attention as the next person. And I don't tend to read everybody else's questions while I'm reading one person out of respect. So that was kind of rude of you to say, but I will definitely not read that person now. Okay. I'm looking. So as far as also, I see one about from Apologetic. I see what is my Virgo bio mom's name. So I don't do that kind of question here either. I focus more on love and career and money at times, and just whatever path. But I do not do any kind of specific letter, or sometimes I see letters, they come up in a reading, but that's not the kind of question I like to answer. So Yeah. Okay. Aisha, you've been here for a while, haven't you? Are you still here? Yeah. Okay. Barbara, will I get a new job soon? I can try to answer that. Let's see. Yeah. Oof. Okay. So before I answer this, I just want to remind everyone, the future is not set in stone. So if you don't like what I have to say here, then you can always change it. But so far, I'm seeing that the job market for you was really rough because I feel like I'm seeing someone taking your job, like taking a position from underneath you. It feels like this. It might be a competitive situation, but it feels like this person has like taken it without you knowing. And I see you having to maybe start lower or feeling like you have to start lower than you want to, than you're qualified to. It feels like there's a very intense energy about this job that makes you feel like you have to start maybe in a place that you don't want to start. Is what I'm getting. I feel like you are so much more qualified than what you're actually doing for some reason. The well is also telling me that it's almost like this is just not a good time for this job. Now, does that mean that you will never get this job or that you won't? I'm just seeing the next one that you're applying for. I'm getting that it is going to be tricky because I feel like it's hard. There's somebody's going to take it. Somebody wants to steal it. I feel like there's some kind of like sabotage going on, but it's not like intentional. You know what I mean? I feel like what you are doing is not working right now. So let me see if I can give you some advice on how to change this as opposed to you just, you know, obviously you will always be able to get a job. Like, I mean, not everyone, but questions that are like that, will I get a job? Like we all have free will, you know what I mean? So it doesn't really apply a lot of the time because you you can do what you want. But right now what I'm seeing is that the situation is not in your favor. Okay. I do feel like if you stick with it, you will find a job. It's just the most recent one I don't see you getting. Yeah. I feel like you are meant to do something you're really passionate about. Um, and I actually feel like I don't know why, but I keep seeing like not backstabbing, but I see someone taking it from you. So this is multiple cards are confirming this energy. Yeah, I feel like you definitely need to be pursuing your passions And I just feel like this is not what you're meant to be doing, what you're on the path for. I feel like it's just not a conducive environment to you energetically, which is interesting. But I do see you helping people a lot in your career. I see you helping people relax. I see you helping people. I don't know if you're like a massage therapist or something, because I feel like you could be. There's something very calming about your energy. It just sucks that other people take advantage of it, I guess. But yeah, it's a will I question, so it's really up to you what happens. Okie dokie. Good luck with it. I just feel like your approach needs to be different. And also, like, just be aware of who you're up against. I feel like that's the main thing. I just feel like they need to. It's almost like I see you being stung, like, you know, like a scorpion, like a stinger. You feeling like something you're holding on to. Yeah. So that could also reflect on the position you're trying for. Okay. Aisha, I see you. I see you. You've been here for a while. I got you. Okay. I got you. Zaid, I hope I'm saying that right. Um, Feelings for me after I said no to his proposal recently. Okay. Let's see. Thank you for being patient. I always try to prioritize the people who donate and support the channel. So I didn't get to you yet, but I'm glad you stuck around. Okay. I feel like this person is not loyal to you. I don't feel like they want like you in their life. It feels like in a way they're relieved. It's interesting because I feel like they don't believe you care about them at all. I feel like they think you are into somebody else for some reason. I'm getting that there's somebody else involved. So this could just be their perception of the situation, you know? Like I'm getting that they are kind of relieved that it's not happening. Um and that a lot of these promises that were made, they're kind of like they're happy there's no longer that kind of strength. No, it's not that. It's that I see that he is like happy that there's not this pressure anymore. It feels like there's not a weight. It feels like he has freedom. I see him wanting to be like free for some reason. Um I feel like it's almost like he felt chained down for some reason. And I see somebody else in his life that he's into, that he has feelings for. So yeah. It feels almost like he doesn't want to get involved with you at all, is the energy that I'm getting. I don't feel like he's hurt or anything. I definitely feel like he forced himself to be in that connection. Yes. Yeah. I see that he's happy because he gets to be with someone else is the energy that I'm getting. At first I thought maybe it was because he saw you with someone else, but I do think it could definitely be him based on what I'm feeling. Ooh. I feel like, you know, with the manticore is all about like cutting things off. it's the executioner, somebody who doesn't want to bullshit, just is happy to like cut ties. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely feel like he likes someone else. I don't feel like he's holding on a flame for you. There's just all the cards I'm getting are just indicating that. And I feel like this is really good that you turned it away. I feel like you should not be with this person if he's going to act this way. Obviously, clearly arranged marriages are different than, something you chose. It's an arranged marriage, but I feel like he wasn't getting um I see him having a big ego. I feel like he's the kind of person that has an ego, and that it feels like he wasn't being like praised enough or recognized by he really wants that for some reason. I see him wanting compliments, and I feel like he knew he wasn't going to get that from you. You are your own person. You have, I feel like you have no desire to like cater to that, and I definitely feel like in a marriage he wants someone who is going to like lift him up and like recognize him and celebrate him, and I just feel like yeah, he's happy because he knows he's not going to have to worry about that from you. um let me see if I can see anything about like you, because I don't want to just leave you with that, but yeah, he's very I feel like he's very focused on himself. Ooh, I feel like you have been kind of a lone wolf. It's been hard for you to find family that really resonates with you. Like you need to make your family. You know how we have found family? I just feel like you are going to be like I feel like you need your own wolf pack, you know? And I actually see you meeting that and feeling yeah, I just see you feeling like you can finally kind of have your own space, your own people. It feels almost like you're building everything, and you deserve that at this point. I feel like you have worked really hard to get to where you are right now, and you're going to be in a relationship that really values family and really makes you feel like you're part of a team. I see you being someone who's part of a team who um is able to kind of like give in to their desires and give in to the romance, as opposed to this person who has a big ego who really isn't like into you. So I see that happening. I feel like people can be kind of intimidated by you a little bit, is the energy I'm getting as well. Like they don't fully understand you, but they it might be harder for you. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like you're going to meet this person. It's going to be a good family for you, but I also feel like you got to meet your teammate, you know? Yeah. I just think you're very strong-willed, and it's not your fault. It's a good thing. I think it's a good thing personally. Um but I feel like people get the wrong idea about you when they meet you. For some reason I'm getting this like illusion, this feeling of like people see you and they think one thing, and then they get to know you and you're really different than they thought, you know? I feel like you have a lot of different layers that people need to peel back and get to know. Yeah, but I think it's also really beautiful that you stuck up for yourself, you know, because you do deserve that like person that's going to be there for you and worship you. And I actually see you being I see motherhood. I see you being a mother, or like I'm seeing you being a caretaker. I feel like having a family is really going to do you some good. And I actually see you being able to be more of like I actually see you being a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home parent. Um I see you being able to like relax a lot, which is nice. Yeah, I feel like you're going to be able to kind of sit back and let other people be there for you, right? Take care of you. Yeah, I mean, being a dentist is awesome. And it just, I mean, it also can be a temporary thing as well, but I do see you kind of being in this role of like being at home, feeling at home in yourself, being with your own family, taking care of yourself, having other people pamper you, take care of you, and not having to like worry so much because I feel like that's not, it's hard. Yeah. I also feel like, maybe it's a cultural thing, but it's also like you don't need a man to be happy. But at the same time, of course, you want a partner, you want love, right? So it's just about kind of honoring where you're at in this moment. So, yeah, I hope that helped. I feel like this is a really beautiful time for you. You have to like move forward from that, from him, though. I'm only doing one question, and I already answered multiple questions, so I'm going to stop there. But you're welcome to book a reading with me if you want. Um, Yay. Okay. Eagle. When will I get a new job? Thank you, Aisha. Um, okay. I really don't like questions like this. It's kind of why I put it off. Because timing really doesn't, because the future's not set in stone, it doesn't really matter. But I know this is random, okay? But I do feel like there is a person coming back into your life that wants you to work with them. I'm seeing them offering you a job. Um, so I'm getting the letter, I'm getting the number 3. So this could be 3 weeks, 3 days. It just is just coming through as far as like the date goes. Yeah, I actually feel like I see an offer coming through and I see someone coming back towards you. So, yeah, this could definitely be someone who you knew when you were younger. I feel like they're going to offer you a job or they're going to offer you an opportunity. I also am seeing 3 and I'm also seeing 7. And so I'm getting that this could be like 3 weeks is what I'm getting. Um, yeah. I mean, that answers your question, I hope. The thing about questions like that is, because the future's always changing. So if I say 3 weeks and then you do something and then it changes, then that's like, what's the point? So I usually encourage people to ask questions like, what can I do to manifest a job? Or what is blocking me from getting a job? Or what type of job should I be looking towards? Things like that, because that gives you more of a more in depth, it gives you more layers, more so you can learn more about the situation and what to be prepared for or how to navigate it as opposed to just like win. that's just in the future. If you're ever seeing a psychic, most of us will tell you stuff like that. So, but yeah, I hope it helps. I mean, this is based on the path that it's going, the way things are going now. That's the energy that I'm seeing. So we shall see. Okay. I'm going to have to get lunch in a second. I might have to like just step away to get a snack or something because it's been 2 hours and it's lunchtime. Hi, Matthew. Welcome, welcome. Greetings. Thank you, Eagle. I'm glad. Yes, I know what you mean. You know, it's kind of like when you're a kid and you're in the car and you're like, are we there yet? And the person's like, we're on our way. But, you know, and you're like, are we there yet? It just feels like good to get confirmation of like when things are going to happen. So I understand what you're saying completely. Yeah. I mean, it's fine with me. I just wanted to make sure, you know, you knew that every psychic's a little different too. So, yes, welcome. So there are 2 people watching right now. I'm probably going to just like eat some crackers or something and then maybe come back. Maybe I should make a sign or something. I didn't really think this through. Svetlana. What will be the appearance of the man I will have a relationship with next? Woo! Are you still there, Svetlana? Okay. I love questions like this. Okay. This is fun. Okay, I'll do this and then here, I'll do 3 more and then I'm going to grab some food real quick cuz I have really bad blood sugar mood swings. I get hangry and then that impacts my readings in a bad way. So, okay. Okay. Interesting. I'm getting that this person has like light hair. I feel like they have very like it could be blonde, it could be like a strawberry blonde. I'm getting blonde. I'm getting like I also feel like this person could dye their hair. Yeah. Let's see. I feel like this person got sunburn very easily, which is not good. So you might have to remember their sunscreen. But let's see. Okay. I'm seeing this person wearing like a lot of plaid. I feel like they are somebody who isn't necessarily like focused too much on being very fashionable, but I do see them like when you see them, you can tell that they're smart, like that they're educated. They have a very like they like have very strong eye contact. And I'm seeing them like radiating that kind of energy of just being very intense, you know? I also feel like this person could have glasses. It's that kind of like, yeah, that energy. So this person is always going to be, they have a really big heart. Oh, I'm not talking about appearance anymore. I'm really focused on energy. But yeah. I'm definitely getting that like blonde, like kind of sunshiny energy. As far as like looks go. And also I feel like people compliment them a lot on their eyes. That's something that I'm getting as well. But this person, like it also could be that they like dye their hair that color. And I see them wearing like suits or button down things. So they like to dress like more conservative, I believe. Yeah. Interesting. Ooh. This person is really, really good with their hands. So that's fun. I feel like they're they're the kind of person that's very handy. So they really like to hold like to take care of things around the house. I don't know. Let me see if I can find out more. Okay. I could see this person being in tech. This person is definitely in tech, or they work with computers. I could see them being like a Capricorn or a Cancer. Yeah, which are opposites on the zodiac. So, but either way, it's more like reserved energy. I feel like they're the kind of person though, when they have a really good idea, like it shows on their face. Like it just lights them up, and it's something that is kind of intoxicating. You know, being around someone who's so inspired. Um yeah, so I could see them doing that, but in general. I hope that helps. That's fun. What's that? Let's see. Not Lane Devo. Are you still there? Hi, Matthew. What does it say? Sunscreen burns you. Does it? I guess if you have an allergic reaction. I don't know. I'm kind of a vampire. I don't actually sunburn very often. It's really hard for me to sunburn, despite being very pale. Thank you, Svetlana. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to see. Okay. I've never heard of that, but I will believe you. I mean, I think it depends on the person too, personally, but yeah. I mean, some people, if I put my boyfriend out in the sun for like 20 minutes, he'll turn into a tomato. So that's not a good thing. I have to make sure he has sunscreen on. He's very forgetful too. So I don't know. If I burnt like that and turned into a tomato, I think I wouldn't forget my sunscreen. Like I would remember it. Or I would remember that I sunburn. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't think you should need someone else to tell you that you need to remember certain things, or I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But yeah, I don't know. I've never heard of that before. I know some people say sunscreen is really bad for you. I get very allergic to stuff, so welcome, not Lane Devo. Okay, so I'm gonna answer your question now. Thank you for being so patient. Will my ex-girlfriend Julia ever come back into my life? Let's see. I see her at a family gathering of some kind. I actually see you meeting her, but not like intentionally. It feels more like you run into her at something. Yeah. I keep seeing your parents being involved in the situation somehow. Like, but I don't see you being back together with her. I feel like something's missing. I don't see that, like, them, I don't see you reconciling and becoming in a relationship. I actually feel like for her, there's something she's searching for, but I feel like she hasn't been able to fully get to it yet. Let's see. I feel like there's so many regrets. I see you guys falling into old habits, maybe old patterns. When you reconnect with someone from your past and maybe you do something with them and then the next day you're like, why did I do that? That's the energy that I'm getting. So that's basically what I'm seeing. Now with the Four of Wands, I feel like you could revisit things, but I don't see them panning out for you in the future. I see you at some kind of celebration. It could be a wedding, it could be a family gathering, but I feel like you run into each other. It's not like you're not going to see each other ever again, but I don't see it turning romantic. I hope that helps. Yeah, it feels like it could go multiple directions, but that's the energy I'm getting. Okay, I have to eat something. I'm gonna do one more and then I'm gonna get a snack because if not, I'm going to like freak out. Okay. Yeah, I hope that helped answer your question. Santa, can I ask any messages from my guides? Santa, okay. Welcome, anyone tuning in. Welcome. Just gonna quickly say my spiel here because it keeps happening. So I'm doing readings, one question only. You are welcome to ask your question in the comments. Whenever I'm done with a reading, I try to devote all my attention to one reading. So if I don't see your question while I'm doing a reading, I won't see it. So make sure that you ask it in between. I will pick whatever I'm drawn to and answer it. If you decide to donate, donations will be prioritized because it supports my channel and I appreciate it. So I will do that. You can also use PayPal, but make sure to let me know if you do PayPal. The link is in the description box. And also make sure you book a reading with me if you like your reading or if you want to know more. You can do that on my website, zoethepsychic.com. Happy Ostara. Spring equinox tomorrow, so let's channel that energy. Okay, Santa. Okay. Messages from the guides. Interesting. This is such an important time for discovery for you. I feel like this is a time where you're going to explore a new hobby or a new path. So much is opening up, and I see you meeting other people who actually share your hobbies, who share your ideas, and you're like, I see you connecting with other like-minded souls. This is a really important time for you to figure yourself out and your shit out because life is just kind of opening up for you now. Happy birthday. I love that. So you're a cusp of rebirth. That's my favorite cusp, by the way. My favorite. Ooh. I feel like this is also the time where you need to set some healthy boundaries. I see you crossing some lines, becoming a little too intertwined with other people's bullshit and their lives. Okay. So this is the time where you have to set boundaries, where you have to open yourself up to new possibilities, but like you don't have to push these boundaries and like break rules to get there. I feel like sometimes you can be a little too much for some people. You have a lot of energy, you have a lot of, you know, some people may not be as like okay with it. But I see you really exploring and connecting with people really deeply. Just make sure that you don't cross boundaries and that you set a lot of your own boundaries up. That's the main energy here. It feels like this is the time for you to really explore, to connect, but also to figure out where you're crossing lines, where you're putting too many, putting too much in, I guess. It's like figuring out how to set some walls, set some boundaries, not letting everyone in too quickly. We have the dragon also. So this is also a time for your like ego. I feel like you need to balance your ego, find that confidence. This is the time for you to really come to terms with who you are, with your identity, figure this out, because I feel like this is your time to shine and to really like own who you are, own your uniqueness, own yourself. It has a lot to do with confidence, and sometimes you can be a little overconfident is what I'm getting. I feel like you might go a little overboard. And I feel like you need to learn how to manage your energy better so that you're not like giving it all up, or it's not so sporadic. I also feel like you have to be careful not to give up. This is telling me that somebody might be trying to buy your affection, or it might be transactional. Like they expect something from you, and it's almost like, is that genuine? Be careful with accepting gifts from people, because I see that there might be underlying meanings or intentions that aren't being as obvious. So I would say be a little more cautious when it comes to how much you give and how much you expect, and make sure that relationships around you aren't transactional. Are you only doing something for each other because you're getting something in return? Are they only helping you out or giving you stuff because they expect you to do something back? What is that about? I would say look into that as well. And I feel like you have so many different facets to your personality that it's about honoring each one and kind of figuring out. I'm sensing a lot of like anger, like inner rage or inner anger. And I feel like you need to channel that, find a way to make that more you, more in touch with you. Yeah. So, yeah, you have a very exciting journey. Yeah, I think it's like I'm seeing that there are two sides of you that are kind of not, they're like very different. And I feel like they're clashing. So that's where that anger is coming from. I would say look into that identity, look into what parts of yourself are going up against each other? Where are you crossing boundaries? I think you need to like come back to yourself a little bit and figure that out, and also figure out how to deal with your reactions. I don't know if you're very reactionary, but it can stop you from growing and exploring when you respond in such a way. I feel like you have some kind of, I don't know, I don't think you're a diva or a drama queen, but you might have like maybe some intense reactions is what I'm getting. I don't know if that resonates, but that's what the cards are saying. Oh, hi, Dan. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for saying that. Thank you, Santa. I'm glad that was helpful. But I think this is a really good reading. I feel like you have a lot of, information that you can go off of and different directions you can take. And this is really a time to explore and just be who you are and, figure out like how much space you take up in the world. Okay. I am going to be back I'll be back in like very soon. I just need to eat something or I'm going to become an evil, hangry bitch. And I can't do that when I'm giving readings. That is a recipe for disaster. So I'm going to eat. I'm going to come back. I think I'll just leave this up because why not? And then I'll be back in like 5 minutes max. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Welcome. Thank you for waiting. For those of you who are still here, it was nice. It was nice of you to wait. I just had to eat something, or I would just become evil. I become like a different person when I'm hangry. So thank you. Yeah. So happy Ostara. Thank you for those of you who are here. I don't know how many of you, like how long you've been here or how, but thank you so much for being here. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, so so motivational vibes. Thank you, Arcana. Oh, and thank you for being so supportive. Motivational vibes. Okay. Will I be working at my bro job once he sees my creative? Oh, brother. Okay. Sorry. Once he sees my creative portfolio, if it's good, will he approve it? Thank you. Okay. I'm going to do my best to answer this question, but I just have to say, with questions that are like, will I or will he, those are tricky because we all have free will, and I can't tell you what you're going to do or, who you're going to be, because that's up to you. But I will see what the cards have to say about the situation moving forward, is what I will do. I just have to clarify that ahead of time. Okay. Ooh, actually, I see that this is definitely, the situation is in your favor immediately. I'm seeing that. Let's see what else the cards have to say. I feel like there's multiple questions here. One of them is, will, you be working at that job? Another one is, will he approve it? How will he feel about it? So we'll just see what the cards have to say. I actually see this really working out for you. I feel like there's also this bond because of family, because you are already connected. I actually see connections coming forward for you through that. And I do see you working there with him. I feel like there's a very strong connection. Now, I do feel like he has like this he can see the flaws in things a lot. So I feel like there might be some criticism coming through, but I do feel like overall it's very supportive. I feel like it's more out of like protection and love that he might be like, difficult, but I don't see it being because he doesn't believe in you or because he doesn't think that what you do is awesome. So yeah, I definitely see the cards being in your favor. And I see him working with you. I see him having initial criticisms, but I do see him wanting to work with you. I feel like with the spy master is so aware of all the problems that could happen or the issues that arise. They have wisdom. They're really good at their job. And so sometimes it makes them focus a lot on the negative. And that's difficult. Yeah. I feel like it might take you a while to be really recognized if you go that route, but I do feel like this is definitely in your favor. The cards can are saying like, if that's the path you take, then that's how it's going to go. But yeah. So, that's the energy. Good luck. I'm excited for you. Okay, Arcana. What is oh, thank you so much, Motivational Vibes. That's really great to have you tune in again. What is Sirvana's Rao hidden desire for me? No contact. Oh, no contact. What a world we live in, right? Okay. To read all the cards together. Interesting. I feel like this message, the reason I'm hesitating to say it is because this message is really interesting. Okay. I feel like this is telling me that she's just waiting for you. She's waiting for a sign from you. Yeah. Yeah. I just see them waiting for a sign for you. I feel like they know what they want, They know who they are. They know what they want. It feels like, in a way, it's more just like up to you, is what I'm seeing. Now, I know that because there's no contact, it's probably more complicated than that. But the cards are saying it's not as complicated as you think it is. I definitely don't see, I feel like they're waiting for you. Either for you to answer, like for you to contact them, or waiting for you to show that you're ready. I feel like for some reason it's kind of like they're just waiting for you. So that's the energy I'm getting. I don't see it necessarily being about love and attraction. I feel like they might feel like you're not ready. Yeah. That's the basic message. I mean, it's really difficult to say more than that because it really just shows me that they're waiting for a sign from you to contact. I don't see him having feelings for you like that. I feel like he's emotionally volatile for some reason. I'm seeing like emotional ups and downs on his end, but I don't see them being because of you. Does that make sense? It almost feels like he's trying to let you go. In a way, it's like he's trying to detach. With the death card reversed, it's like he knows he needs to move forward, but he's resisting it. He's resisting that. So I just feel like he wants you to reach out to him. He wants you to show him something. it feels almost like a test, like he's testing your resolve. And that's weird. So I don't see it being like love. I feel like the cards are telling me that you need self-love because the situation is not as deep as you think it is. It feels like you need to nurture your heart, yourself. You need to work on yourself because this person is like waiting for you to change. It's waiting for you to make a move. Yeah. So the energy is, I don't see him like actually wanting you. I see him seeing you more as like a challenge for some reason. It feels more like you're like there's like a focus on you, but it's not because of lust or love. That's the energy that I'm getting. Yeah. I'm sorry if that is not like what you want to hear, but that's just what the cards are saying to me. It does feel a lot like the cards are more like reminding you to focus more on yourself. For some reason, they keep pulling me back towards you. They're like, focus on you, do you. And then, the other stuff can come in. But right now, it's like it can't. And if you really want this person, you're going to have to be the one to show them that you want them, is basically what it's saying. It doesn't mean that it can't turn into love or it can't turn into something later on, but that's just the energy that I'm getting here. Hi, Nancy. Welcome, welcome. Yeah. So is that okay? Let me see if I can. I hope that helps a little bit. I'm just not going very in depth today. Thorns. Yeah. I love this. Thorns weave together the crown you deserve. And that's so true because in this situation, it feels like he's not going to give you the crown. He's not going to give you the heart. It's like you have to make it. You have to go out, pick the roses, make that crown, put it on your head. That's the cards keep saying stuff like that over and over again. So that's just the messages that are coming through. It feels like you might have to get your hands dirty. You might have to work for it as opposed to him. And you have to ask yourself, are you okay with that? Is that what you want? I love how we have the Empress and the Thorns, and we have all these flowers. It feels like there's something, ready to blossom, but you'll have to make it blossom. You have to be the gardener. You have to be the one to nurture it. You have to be that person. So ask yourself what you really want. And how can you give yourself the love that you were hoping for from this person? Yeah. So that's the energy. Okay. Welcome, Macaroni. I love your name there. It's making me hungry again. Macaroni. Okay. For those of you who are tuning in, I'm going to I'm doing one question readings. So you can ask me one question. I will always prioritize. I will get to yours in a second, Nancy. I see you. I will prioritize donations. So anyone who donates, I will prioritize that. If you donate via PayPal, make sure you let me know. Make sure I acknowledge it so that I can get to you. And also anyone who, when there isn't anyone in that queue, I will make sure to pick whatever question comes up that I see that I'm drawn to after a reading. But for each reading, I will try to devote my time and energy to that reading as much as possible. just to, give you that you deserve, that attention and focus. Okay, Nancy. Thank you. How does my ex-Scorpio feel about me? Oh boy, ex-Scorpios, huh? They are not fun. Let's see. Okay. I see with the Smith here, your ex-Scorpio is overthinking. He's so in his head. And it's like, it's like he's constantly thinking about you and he hasn't gotten over you. I feel like with this card, just being near you is intoxicating. It's almost like he can't get enough of you. Like he can't forget you. And I feel like it's almost like he's so in his head about it and is, inside about it that he's not taking action or acting on it or anything. It's more like inside, and he's creating this for himself. And this is a very Scorpio thing to do, right? We do, like, a lot of Scorpios do this where they'll internalize things and like process things and obsess about things. And I see that. I feel like he's kind of obsessed with you. So that's the energy coming through with him. The chupacabra comes up reversed when someone feels like the victim, when they feel like they have to scapegoat, it might feel like this person feels personally, like is taking things personally, or feels like they have to like blame it on other people. So I don't know if that's something you might have experienced with him, but I'm getting that he's definitely not over you. Yeah, it feels like he's thinking about you, obsessing about you, wanting you. But it's almost like he doesn't want to take responsibility for the situation, which is very jaded Scorpio-ish to do, right? Like, with the Nine of Wands, it's almost like he's very guarded, too, which is weird. Ryan, I am not bored. I love doing this. Actually, I'm having a great time. But I apologize if you're bored. Okay. I feel like this person has abandonment issues too. It's almost like he didn't like walking away. Yeah, it just feels like he's trying to put up walls, but at the same time, he's really doing a bad job at it. And I feel like he hasn't gotten over you. He wants to walk away from you, but he can't. And I feel like part of him knows that there's more here. I do see that this person, there's like a soulmate energy to him. I feel like this person is very like a strong part of your karma, your karmic wheel. I see them. I feel like this person met you in a past life as well. So it's almost like there's unfinished business coming through. And I think that you're both sensing that. But I know that you are trying really hard to do what's right for you, Yeah. I mean, I almost feel for this person, because the cards that are coming up are so intense. They're like, it's like just being near you is intoxicating. I'm feeling like the victim. I'm feeling like I want to blame things. I'm feeling like all this darkness. I'm feeling obsessed in my head about you. Like, this is intense, and just even no feeling like they have to like work like he's trying to almost distract himself. So I'm glad that offered some confirmation for you. But yeah, let me see if I can just, I often use this deck to give me some kind of clarity for like you. I like this. Be your own first priority. And that's so true. I just feel like in this situation, like this person, he can focus all he wants and stuff, but you come first, you know? And I don't know about you, but I feel like it takes away from the experience when someone is kind of like a martyr, or when they're like so focused on what they could have done, or they have regrets. It's like you need to be your own person. Be like, things need to be lighter. And his energy feels very heavy right now. And so it might take some time, but don't put his feelings before your own. Yay. Hi, Galaxy. Welcome. Nice to see you. Macaroni. Okay, I can answer that, but I just need to tell you real quick. So when it comes to like will I questions, I don't usually like to answer those, because we all have free will and the future's not set in stone. So, will you get a job in finance? We can see what the cards show based on how things are going now. But I just want to put that out there. So, interesting. I feel like finance is definitely not going to be your career path. Like, it's definitely not the best job for you. I feel like there's some incompatibilities with you. Let me see. Oh, thank you, Nancy. That's so nice. Did you want to ask another question, or with that? Okay. Interesting. Okay, so I feel like I see an opportunity passing you by when it comes to your financial, a job in finance. I feel like you are going to have to pass on it, because other things in your life will come up. But I do see you actually taking a new career path, which is not finance. I see you actually embarking on a new journey, one that is very successful. I feel like finance is just not what your calling is. So that's the energy that I'm getting here. But obviously, if you want to go out and find a job in finance, you can try to keep applying until you get one. You know what I mean? But the energy I'm getting is that it's not a compatible job with you. I see you feeling like it's not getting anywhere. I feel like I see you being offered a job, but it passing you by. So that's the energy I'm getting. I do see that there's like a really brand new pathway open for you. But you need to take a leap, and that's hard. And I feel like you are very focused on security. I feel like you also take care of things a lot. You're the kind of person that really wants to like take care of people, and I just feel like that is also playing a part in this. But yeah, I always remind people too that when your financial reality is a reflection of your internal reality. So a lot of the stuff that happens when it comes to like money coming into your life in abundance can only really happen when the other stuff has been resolved or dealt with. So, if you're not feeling fulfilled in your life, then there's more to examine. But yeah, I hope that helped. Thank you. Hi, Isis Unveiled. Oh, Nancy. Okay, sorry. Let me see. Yes, because you. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Will he take some type of action in the near future on reconciling or mending things with me? Okay. Let's do this. If anyone is tuning in and they do want to join for readings, I just take readings as if you ask a question in the chat and I see it and I'm drawn to it, I will pick it. I always prioritize people who donate. So if you want to, and it's one question only. Just make sure if you donate via PayPal, make sure that you tell me, because I don't always look at all the time. Yeah. So Nancy was donated, so I'm going to read her. And also, anybody who asks me questions, I will try to keep on top of it, but if I'm giving a reading, I really try to focus on each person at a time, and I feel like I owe you guys that as well. So, yeah. Okay. And if you don't get read, also just come back another live, or you can book a reading with me on my website, zoethepsychic.com. Okay. Take action in reconciling or mending things with me in the near future. Interesting. This is give me a second. Ooh, I feel like you're getting mixed messages here. Be careful, because what he says and how he actually feels does not align here. I feel like there's some feelings of needing to lie for some reason. Let me look deeper. I'm seeing some jealousy as well, and him not being forthcoming about how he really feels, even when confronted with it. So I do feel like It's going to be very difficult for him to approach you. I feel like he could just stay in this kind of space of not like of just like ruminating, you know? Yeah. I just feel like but this feels like he's deceiving. It feels deceitful is what I'm getting. Almost like you won't fully know. I don't see this being about his family. I see this being about who takes the initiative, you know? I also see him like I see someone else involved, a third party. I'm getting jealousy vibes. Like he thinks you're maybe with somebody else and doesn't want to approach you or feels like some kind of resentful. Does he think you cheated on him or something? Or it just feels very like there's a third party and there's deceit. So I'm trying to put those pieces together here. Okay. Okay. So what I'm getting is I feel like he couldn't I feel like he wants it's almost like he will lie about how he really feels or what he really wants is the energy I'm getting. I feel like for you, you will have to be the one to talk to him. I see him sending you a message, but it's like going to be so hard to make sense of it for some reason. I also feel like for some reason he's just trying to keep you at arm's length. It's interesting because he's feeling all these things, obsessing about it, but then he's saying something else. And it just feels like a lie. It feels like deceit. Interesting. I keep seeing a marriage, but the problem is that I don't see it being with you. I see him like feeling like he has to commit or give to authority, not to authority, but like societal expectations, you know, and give his heart to somebody, but not because he necessarily cares about them. So I don't see him getting married to you. I see him getting married to someone else or feeling like he has to be with someone else. Yeah, so this could very well be that this partner. It feels like there's mixed messages going around. It feels like he's like all over the place. So as far as reconciling goes, I mean, as far as that goes, I don't see him being like, "Hey, let's get back together." I see him giving you a mixed message. I see you actually getting news about him, which is interesting. I see him like you could be getting an invitation to his event or hearing about him, but I feel like it's not going to be towards you. And I don't see that being because he doesn't care about you. Obviously, he does. He feels obsessed, right? He feels like he can't stop. But it's almost like he's like forcing himself to live this life with somebody else or to deny that. So it feels like a lie. It feels like deception. I also am getting like some jealousy towards like from him. Like I see him feeling jealous about like seeing you with someone or I'm getting that energy so that could be coming up as well. Like I see him being very possessive almost like he doesn't like it when you're happy with someone else or when he sees you with someone else and he doesn't want to let you get close. So that's the energy here. I feel like you're with the enchanter reversed. It almost feels like a trick. Like, yeah, I just keep seeing him feeling like deceived, or and you feeling deceived. It's weird. It's a weird situation. But yeah, with the Ace of Swords, I see them as like news about him that you're getting. I don't see this as him approaching you or sending you a text or a call. It feels more like you're going to hear about him. That's the messages coming through. So, yeah. So let's see. I love this. You deserve sugar, not salt. You do. I feel like the thing is with you, I feel like you've put in so much of your energy towards this. And the last thing you need is to feel burned or to feel like, accused, or to feel like someone is, it's like nothing you do is enough, kind of. I hope that makes sense. This person really does need to figure out what they want and how to go after it, because that's the problem here. I feel like they have somebody else. They're jealous that you have someone. When you have someone else, they are thinking about you, but they tell you the opposite. They don't want to get close to you, but they also want to commit to someone else. Like, what is happening? It's a lot. I feel like I could see you getting an invitation to, or like hearing news about them. It just feels like you're not getting the love and like loyalty and kindness that you actually deserve. I just feel like it's like, how can someone just sit there and like obsess about you or do all these things, and you're not even a part of their life? You're not even really a part of their relationship, right? It feels kind of backwards to me. I love this card because whenever I get it, I always know that the person I'm reading is so unique and so beautiful, and is going to have such, like, it's kind of surrounded by people who are going to want to be with them. I feel like this person here, if they really want you, if they really want to be with you, they will. You know? But you deserve to have it all. Like, the thing about Scorpions is they come with a stinger, and they come with that part of themselves that isn't as fun. It feels nice to be wanted, to be desired, to be, that it feels kind of intoxicating. But if they just sting you, then what's the point? So I just feel like for you, it's about like coming to terms with how amazing you are, and how, you know, there is so much out there, so much potential for you. I feel like with the peacock, there's really like this originality. It feels like things are beginning. Ooh, the acolyte. This is a really beautiful card because it shows a time of learning new skills, of feeling like you can take on new projects, take on new things, and through doing that, you will bring people into your life. So I feel like you need to really focus on just like, that kind of experience of just learning and being a part of things, as opposed to worrying about this person because they're missing out, right? Exactly. The whole thing about him needing stability and him needing something, it's like, it's, if you're going to like obsess and feel things, like go after that, you know? But I think a lot of people, especially men, get this thing in their head where they're like, I have to, I have these duties or I have these responsibilities or I need to be with this type of person in order to be a provider, be like, you know, very traditional. And I feel like it takes a lot for someone to like get out of that, get out of their way. So I just feel like you deserve better, you know? But this card, the Enchanter, deception, trickery, when it's reversed the way it was, it's really indicative of like you maybe deceiving them, maybe them feeling deceived. So I'm curious to know about that, but that's the energy. Okay. Okay. Thank you. I'm so I mean, I'm looking forward to, you know, what awaits with you because I feel like life is going to be so much more interesting once you can kind of move past this. It's just this person is missing out, you know? Okay. Gotta stay hydrated. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it too. Hello, peoples who have joined. Welcome, welcome. So, let me see who I am. I'm offering readings. So let's see. Isis Unveiled. Are you still here? Okay. Let's do this. Recently, I reached out to a mentor I had not spoken to in a few months. Ended up chatting, exchanging a few ideas, and wondering how he felt after our conversation. Okay, because he's an old figure I respect. Okay, well, let's see what he thinks. I'm intrigued. Interesting. What I'm seeing is a lot of like false hope. It feels like with the captain reversed, it feels like this person doesn't really feel like much came out of that conversation. Almost like they were just words, but I don't see him really acting on them. I definitely don't think it's as important to him as it was to you. Yeah. I actually feel like there is some kind of petty not petty, but like some resentment or something. It feels like there's some negativity beneath the surface. Almost like they were humoring you or just trying to say what, what made you feel good in the moment. When I get the goblin, it usually comes up when somebody is either like gossiping or being kind of I don't know, rude. It feels like he doesn't think very highly of you, I guess, is what I'm getting. But I don't believe that it's because of this conversation. I think it's just that he doesn't like care as much. Yeah. However, I'm going to see if I have any advice for you as opposed to just telling you this, because I don't think that's a very helpful thing. Okay. Here's what I see. I don't see this person as someone who's extremely serious. I mean, they don't see you as serious. They don't think you have like what it takes, I guess. So the point is, this card is telling me that you need to master, you need to like devote things, like be very disciplined. I feel like they don't see you as someone who has a lot of discipline, as someone who can go the extra mile. So I would say that this person will respect you more and expect more from you when you have kind of proven your determination or your skill set. This is the kind of card that comes up when someone is going to devote themselves to something and train for months to do it. Does that make sense? So it feels almost like he may not take your situation as seriously right now because he doesn't see you as a serious person, maybe. But the cards are saying, like, if you devote yourself to training, but you have to be consistent even when things get really rough. I feel like a lot of older people are like this too, especially towards the younger generation. They're like, they don't see them as having a lot of discipline or being very serious or respectful. But when they work hard and they, you know, devote themselves, it becomes like they can't help but respect them. So I feel like you just kind of have to show it. You have to fight for it. But yeah, that's the energy I'm getting. This is the kind of energy you get when you have to train hard, when you have to like sacrifice some stuff that you might enjoy just to keep going, just to study it. Yeah. So I feel like this is a good message for you. So my worries was not so much of what he taught me as in if I said something. Oh, well, I do see him not thinking very highly of you after your conversation. So I see him being kind of like thinking kind of like, petty. The goblin is the petty card. It's the card you get when someone's gossiping or trashing someone else. So that's the energy I'm getting. I feel like he something rubbed him the wrong way. Maybe it was too shallow, or yeah, it feels very just immature in a way. But I think he'll respect you more if you actually like, it's about discipline, and that's the energy I'm getting. Yeah. When the captain is straightforward, right? It indicates people coming together, working together, feeling respect towards one another. But reversed, it indicates somebody not respecting you, feeling like there's a rift. So I would say that you are right on the money that he might not have taken the conversation the best. But I do feel like if you show yourself, you work hard, you are disciplined, that's the stuff he's going to respect. Everything you say will not matter because you have to devote yourself to whatever it is. Okay. Happy to help. Thank you for stopping in. I hope everything goes well. Good luck on your journey. Oh. Okay. Hi, content. Welcome, anyone tuning in. Okay, so content. What are Ruth's current thoughts about me? Hmm. I see Ruth in like her own bubble. It feels like she's very focused on her own problems right now, but I feel like she has regrets about you for some reason. It feels like she wishes that she had acted differently towards you. I feel like there's some regrets for some reason coming up or some kind of like I know this is weird, but I feel some wallowing, some like very absorbed in her own problems, her own thoughts. So it's less about you. It's more about like this kind of like victim mentality in her life. Let's see if I can go a little deeper into this. Interesting. Okay. I feel like she's definitely I don't see her having like feelings for you. I feel like she has respect for you, but I feel like she wishes she has done things differently. I'm getting a lot of like energy of just feeling like she should have done it differently. Should have acted differently towards you. But I'm not getting like romantic feelings. I'm getting more like feeling kind of like okay. I'm trying to say this in a way that is nice because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I feel like she's like the queen bee and you were kind of like worshiping her or it feels kind of like you're beneath her in a way. There's a hierarchy energetically, a power imbalance it feels. Yeah. So that's the energy I'm getting is like kind of like these regrets, feelings like very focused on herself. Whenever I get this card, the miser, stubbornness, it feels very like heavy, like you're in your own world, you're ruminating in your own thoughts. You're not really focused on too much on other people. It's more like you're focused on your own life, and then people might have feelings, but they kind of don't phase you as well. So, yeah, she's probably just going through her own thing. The reason the background is moving is because I have a cat who likes to climb it. Hello, cat. Yeah, well, that makes sense. But it feels like this person is just like very focused on their own life. They're very not focused on seeing it your way. And as far as like, it's more like they're in their own world. It just feels like their own routine, keeping busy. I'm seeing a lot of like keeping busy. Yeah. So, I feel like it's important for them to why I don't know why I'm giving you advice for them, so never mind. But I do feel like they have a lot of personal stuff going on that the cards are showing me, but it's not relevant, I feel like they're letting their external reality impact their work life. So, okay. Well, thank you, content. Content or content? I just realized. Hi, Lala. Welcome. I don't know what your question is. What is your question? Next happy event in my life. Gemini. Woo! Hi, Crow's Nest. Welcome. Okay. Okay. Lala. Let's see. Actually. I see like a lot of money coming in for you. I actually feel like this is going to be a big deal. It's going to help you a lot. Let's see if I can look deeper. So that's happy if you like money. Okay. I see like a big risk paying off is what I see. So that's very exciting. I feel like you've been going through a lot of like little, like a chain of events I'm seeing just going off. And I feel like this is the time where you finally get to the core of it. Things finally come together. And I just feel like all these things that you're doing right now that might seem like they're not working, they're going to pay off, is what I'm getting. I see them finding solutions. And I see a lot of them just being very related, all relating. Hi, Nancy. I do personal readings. You can go to my website, zoethepsychic.com. And all the links are also below if you want. Yeah. Well, this is the energy I'm seeing to answer your question. So do you have a dog? Because I feel like, I don't know why, but I keep seeing a dog come into your life. So I don't know if you're going to get a puppy or something, but that's just the energy here. It feels like that. Also, dogs symbolically can represent new friends, so you might have a new friend coming through. Yeah, that's a good thing. Awesome. Okay, crow's nest. Hi, may I ask Chris next actions towards me in the near future? Okay. This is interesting. Nancy, I do pre-recorded and or live readings, so you can choose. Okay, here's the thing. I see this person. I don't know why, but I see you guys going dancing. There's something about music coming together for you both. I could see this person taking you dancing, or you going to a concert with them, or listening to music. It feels like they want to use music towards you. He added me on social media randomly. When I asked him that he wanted what he wanted, he blocked me. Oh my God. That's awful. I hate when that happens. I feel like this person, I'm just getting music is what is coming through. I feel like this person wants to be with you. It's almost like I see them seeing the potential of being together, but it's almost like it's every time, like it's just about embracing it, wanting to be with them. I feel like, I don't know if it's like he's listening to music about you. It just feels like he's processing his feelings for you through music, which is wild. It's very specific that came through. Okay. I also feel like timing is not on your side here. There's a lot of the energy feels very like start, stop, start, stop. I feel like what's really coming through at the core of this, though, is that you need to protect yourself. I keep seeing a shield. You needing a shield. It might feel almost like you have to defend yourself for nothing. I don't know why that keeps coming through, but it feels like almost like you have to put up a wall, or you have to protect your heart. The Seven of Cups is also telling me that like this is all about, there's also this like idea of like the big picture, but you don't really know how to get there. Like it's almost like you know kind of what you want, or you have like this idea, this vision, but it's like how can you make that happen? And especially if this person has these like clearly hesitations. But yeah, I just feel like it's more about stepping into that potential. I do feel like this person has feelings for you. I'm sensing that they want too. I see them listening to music. This music, it keeps coming through and it's, oh my God. So that's wild. I don't know if this person wants to like write music about you or something. This is weird, but I'm getting music. Interesting. I feel like this person doesn't want to fight for you. And it's almost like they're so afraid of making a mistake that they don't make any kind of action. I don't know what that means, like if they're afraid, but it just feels like they care. It does feel like there's some feelings, but it's more like they don't want to say them. I'm seeing them speaking through music or listening to music or dancing. Yeah. So I know that's wild, but that's the energy I'm getting, is that he wants to, he sees the potential, he knows he can just do it, but it's almost like he is somehow processing it differently. And I do feel like he needs to fight, but he doesn't want to. I feel like he's still playing the game somehow. It feels like he's playing some kind of like, like in the dating game, it feels like he's not there yet, where he's ready for this, like, well, he doesn't think he's ready, is what I'm getting at. I feel like he is ready, but he doesn't think he's ready, which is crazy. Yeah. I just think that this person is clearly like on their own path and they're interested in you. They have some sort of feeling or connection to you, but it's not enough for it to, unless they actually step up, Yeah. Let me see if I can. Do it for you in the sundress, This is your time to shine. I feel like this person, you're right, they're missing out, Life is too short. I feel like there's a lot of potential with that person, which is annoying, right? Because I feel like just based on the dynamic I was seeing, it is like there is like potential for it to really be a thing. So that's, yeah. I'm frustrated for you because of that. I feel like it's like he needs to get out of his own way, because I think he knows that deep down too, but yeah, we can't control other people, so thank you. Hi, MMC. Sure, I shall let you know. Okay. Okay. I actually see this person being blonde or having like dirty brown hair, I would say. Let's see. I feel like they're athletic, like physically. I could see them like running. I could see them jogging, or doing track or something. It feels, I'm getting that they like to run. They have a lot of endurance, is what I'm getting. I see them being very physically fit. This person also is likely from another country, or they have like a different background than you. I see very broad shoulders. I feel like this person has a very like good upper body too, upper body strength. So yeah, I see this being someone very physically fit, very tall. I feel like they give off the kind of alpha energy, very like very like I would say that I don't see them being very weak or skinny, or it just feels like they have a very strong energy coming off of them. I also feel like they have brown eyes, most likely is the energy I'm getting. And yeah. Um Interesting. I know this isn't about appearance, but I do see them being like either an Aquarius, a Virgo, or a Scorpio. So that might help you narrow it down as well. Yeah, I think that's a good place to stop with that. I just see this person like winning trophies or being like a runner, or like running a marathon. I see them running a lot, which is wild. So this could be someone who like um does that for a living, or just likes that. It just feels like there's so much energy. They have very vibrant energy. And when they devote themselves to something, they go all out. And I feel like they're a winner. They have won medallions or awards or something. But I see them winning. So they could, be very competitive as well. Yeah. I hope that helps. I know I should. I'm not very good at like because when I look at someone, I always just get the energy. So I do translate that a lot of the time to physical, but I do both. So excited for you though. Now you just have to keep up with them. Okay. I don't see anyone here. Yeah. I think that it's always, I mean, you do have to be with someone who matches your energy. And I just feel like sometimes if you're really like laid back or tired, you don't want someone who's going to want to like run miles or do laps around you. But other times it can get you out of your shell. So who knows? Who knows? Okay. So does anyone want to ask a question? I would love to answer. Looks like one person's here. Let me drink some tea. In the meantime, so it's Venus in retrograde, And I feel it, guys. I'm feeling Venus in retrograde so much. You know, during Venus in retrograde, you're not supposed to splurge on stuff and buy things and like change your appearance. And I messed up because yesterday I bought these really nice rollerblades and I've never rollerblade. Like I don't know how. I don't know where this came from, but then I suddenly bought them so randomly and I don't know. I'll have to see. That feels like a very Venus in retrograde thing to do. Hello, Highness. May I ask for a general for the upcoming week? Ooh, okay. This is gonna be fun. Ooh. I feel like this is the week where you're gonna come to terms with a very important decision. I'm seeing like two sides of yourself at war, finally finding common ground. So this feels like whatever you've been torn on, this is the time where you're really gonna, things are going to feel like they're coming together. Hi, Mary Jones. I don't know if it's a one word thing. Ooh, I see you cutting off a lot of like, I'm seeing you cutting off someone or something. It feels like there's like toxic person that you just like cut off. This feels like an abrupt ending of some kind, an abrupt situation, and it's going to be so liberating because you can release all of that energy, that whatever has been holding you down. I feel like it's lifted this week. It seems so lifted. I could see this person actually being a Libra or a Taurus or a Sagittarius. I feel like this is also a really beautiful time for you to reconnect with nature because I feel like um I see you receiving a lot of like not psychic, well maybe psychic downloads when you're out in nature. And that could just be a what is it called? You know, a spring equinox type of thing. Yeah. So that's a good start. I definitely feel like this is a time for rebirth. I'm seeing a stork. So that could represent like a regular birth, but it could also be like a birth of ideas. Um, like basically a time where something is born, whether that's a project or, you know, a baby, but it feels like this is that time, you know? So I feel like this is a really beautiful moment for you where you're letting go of, I'm seeing like a snake, so somebody who could be deceiving you or lying to you or maybe somebody toxic, but also, you know, birth, like birthing something new. So that's very exciting. I also see a Scorpio that's a part of your life. Interesting. Yeah, so that's where I'll stop here. But if you'd like to go deeper, look at it more, you're always welcome to book a reading with me, zoethepsychic.com. I will always prioritize people who donate. So if you are donating, make sure to let me know. Like if you donate via PayPal, let me know so that I can see it. Make sure that I acknowledge you. And I'm just going to take people, whoever asks a question, I will answer it if I see it. I may not get to everyone, but I'm going to try. Thank you, Highness. Hi, Mary Jones. You are welcome to ask me a question. I'm just looking real quick here. Okay. I can't believe it's also Mercury in retrograde. I've already had like 2 exes contact me. Crazy. It's crazy. Oh, okay. I'm very excited. I'm so glad it's finally, I know that not everyone is where I am, but the weather is finally getting to be so nice. And I don't know about you, but I feel so connected to the weather. So whenever it's rainy out, I just feel so gloomy inside. I don't know. And I wish I had more control over that, but I just have to try to focus. It's exciting. Okay, okay. Will I have a positive response for my home loan application? I will see what I see. I always am hesitant to answer will I questions because we all have free will and the future is never set in stone. So I just want to put that out there. But I will see what the cards have to say about that. Ooh, I actually see a very positive response according to the cards. Yes. I feel like the waiting period is the problem. So that's the only thing I see is like feeling like you have to wait or be patient. But yeah, I see positive response. I see the cards are basically saying things are in order. That's the energy here. Things are in order. Things are stable, secure. So I interpret that as a good thing. I hope that helps. I'm excited for you, though. Getting a home is a lot. It's a big deal. Like a new home in this day and age. Drinking cherry blossom tea today. I love it. It's so good. I don't know. Never thought I'd try it in my lifetime, but so good. So does anyone else have a question? If not, I guess I can take a second one. I'd rather read more people, but very excited. I think it's like a lull because I started at like noon. So I'm sure it's like one of those afternoon lulls. I hope people will find me more. I might have to start just like try again and see if more people show up because usually I get more people. Thank you. Good luck with everything. Oh, and when is that? Solar eclipse. It's on the 29th. Wow. That's a big one. That is a big one. I don't know about you, but I love Pisces so much. Like, Pisces is my jam. Okay. I might log back out and log back in. So maybe that's what I'll do. Okay, I'll do that.